All right. You guys are on your second contract of your Monster Hunting Guild debut, if you can call it that. You have taken on a contract for the Griffon Tower merchants. The Griffon Towers were a thing for quite a while in Margreve forests. These towers, 6 or 7 of them in total, they were the main nests for the Griffins as they patrolled, the Griffin riders, as they patrolled all of the land that Zobek holds claim over. Contentiously, some would say, parts of the Margrave forest, although Mara and many others would definitely tell you different. There has been a report of some sort of unseen creature that is damaging merchant wagons leaving from the Midsummer Festival that happened a month ago at this point. Not only that, but have also taken a few legs and some unfortunate casualties from any of the passers-by. So the merchant himself drew up a contract, had one of their people deliver it to Beckett, and Beckett had offered it to you, and you guys had chosen it. So, 4 days since you left Zobek. Today is, in fact, Thursday, the 4th of Harvesttide. Brand new month has started since the Midsummer Festival, and you guys have been traveling for 4 days. It's another about half day for you to make it to the Griffon Towers proper, according to the length of time that you had specified. If you wish to go faster than any... If you wish to go fast, there's fast, normal, and slow. I'm going to assume, by default, it's normal speed for travel, which means that I will handle the math, but it's essentially 24 miles in a day, going 3 miles an hour for 8 hours, 24 miles, math. So it takes you 4.5 days to get there. Although, during your travels, you have encountered 3 things so far. Number 1, a small group of bandits attempting to coerce you to pay a toll or surrender valuables before passing. Someone tell me how you handle them.
Prudence challenges them to a game of luck.
And the outcome?
The outcome is that we we lose, but somebody in the party is able to make it seem like we win. Either by coercion or maybe magic.
So, trickster stuff, you might say?
Yeah, maybe some trickster stuff.
So the convicts conned the cons. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the offset could use intimidation.
Castle.
Okay.
The idea of Prudence going through this whole charade of like, I will absolutely beat you at whatever you decide that you would like to do. And then she doesn't. And then Leofson just comes out of nowhere and goes, look, motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers.
Okay. The second thing that happens during your 4 days so far. For a little stretch of the road, wolves seem to be following you, but not engaging you. They stick to the cover of the forest and their immense knowledge of quick exits. Even though some of you may want to have interacted with them in some way, a famous plant once said, "That's tough titty, kid."
I get that reference now.
I eye Leofson curiously. Wolves, eh? Following us, of all people?
They're hungry.
And lastly, you encounter a large, blood-red, 3-petaled flower, smelling of citrus. Do you do anything?
That sounds like a sin thing, maybe.
Yeah, if it smells like citrus, Sin would definitely be very interested in that.
Okay.
It's just something we find. It's just something we find.
Yep. This is something of interest, of note that you guys have found on your way to the Griffon Tower.
You can paint the scene. You could say that you did anything, and it's canon.
Yeah.
No. If it smells like citrus, Sin would actually definitely pick that and want to take it with him.
You're gonna pick an unknown flower, take it with you.
Mama's not here to stop us.
It smells good.
Could be good for tea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Could be
Only
good
3
for
petals,
death.
though.
Sin, roll me a d6, just a regular d6. Impressive.
Do you invite any of us to smell the flower, or do you keep it to yourself?
He just puts it in his mouth immediately.
He's just pocketing it. Because it might be good for tea later.
Let me make a quick note. Okay. Well, you see, I'm going to share some photos of kind of the views that you see while traversing through the Margreve, both at sunup, at sundown, and of course, at night. It is a very quiet, but also distantly loud ambiance. Birds, small animals, rabbits, squirrels, deer, elk, all many types. You find them avoiding the main road, but always at a distance, not seeming to be too terribly afraid of you passing by. The cart that you have obviously does make quite a bit of noise. It is a very heavy cart. But you have... remind me if it was a 2-horse cart or a 4-horse cart. I think it was a 4-horse cart.
It was 4.
It was 4. So Laurence and Kenneth, and then 2 more horses that I will let you name off camera. We don't have to go into that.
Vanessa and Jody.
Okay,
Perfect.
well, I said off camera, so,
I'm not
On
on.
camera.
Yeah, I'm not on camera.
I mean, okay, wow, alright. You're gonna lawyer me? I gotcha. But off in the distance you see, and as you get closer you can tell over this half day of daylight, there is quite a bit of a clearing as you see a long stone tower
Pretty.
peeking up over the trees. As a note, you guys can minimize any of these by right-clicking, and there's a blue pinchy arrow option for minimize. So you can pull them up at another moment's notice. But I can assure you that this is for now. This next picture will be the last one that I share for a bit. Griffon Tower itself is about 4 stories if you were to assume that the last story is where the griffins would rest for the evening, with their landing being on the very top of the tower itself. Moss and vines have begun to climb up the tower, just barely. And there's it itself is perched on a higher rise of land than the road leading up to it. There is a large oak tree that has some wooden supports around it, and that is where there is a broken wagon, a couple of horses tied off. There are 2 as you approach, you notice that there is sort of a little bit of smoke coming from the backside of the tower, and there is a guard sitting on the steps with their arm and their leg in many bandages. And seeing you guys approach from afar, he seems to give a shout, which you can't quite hear exactly from that distance, but eventually out come a human man and an elven man. The elven man has bluish green hair that is about just past shoulder length, in kind of a wild, non-groomed form, very simple clothes, and is wearing has a cloak with their hood down. The human man, not decked out in a lot of fancy garb, but you can definitely tell that this might be the main merchant, or at least one of them, as his attire gives more to like a noble's attire, and you can tell that he is at least very well taken care of with his pudgy exterior and his pot belly.
Looks like the biggest toad in the puddle over there.
Patches.
He's not wrong.
What are we talking about?
Toads.
Manners.
Oh, I like toads. They're really cute with their little hops. Are we gonna go talk to them?
That would probably be the best course of action.
Okay. Yes. Hello.
Does Sin see anybody that he remembers from last time he was here?
You wouldn't have made it all the way here. You just know that there was the request. Word through the grapevine, so to speak. This is quite. This is 4.5 whole days away from Zobek. Not something you would have been able to get to him back in a week's time. This is something that you've heard about. So no, you would not recognize anybody. As you finish approaching, another female human guard comes out in sort of makeshift wooden tree limb crutches, and posting up at the top of the stairs, and being escorted by another much younger human man who is, you would say, 17, maybe 18. Common clothes, but at least has a nice vest on that sort of looks very similar in quality, perhaps a little bit baggy for him, comparable to that of the merchant. They, of course, give you salutations as you approach and wait for you to all meet them at the bottom of the steps.
Prudence will take point next to Poppy and wait for her to introduce us.
Hello. We're the convicts. We were sent by Beckett.
The head merchant takes a few steps forward, gives a bow, and goes, "Hello, convicts. My Lyland Barton, master merchant of this primary Griffon Tower. Pleasure to meet you all. Allow me to introduce my staff. We have Moss Duskquill, and that is the elf-marked man. He is Margreve Forest's emissary, here to oversee that we are not doing anything we have sworn not to do. The gentleman guard over here is Lonnie Ragfin. Up at the top of the stairs is another one of my guards, Penelope Rasmussen. And Richie, or Richard Musgrave, is my apprentice. We have many. I don't know if you've ever been to the Griffon Towers in years past, but most of them at this point have a setup similar to this, although this is the lead headquarters, I would assume.
Can I ask a quick question? Clarifying question?
Out of character?
Yes.
Sure.
What was this guy's name?
Lyland Barton. I'll put it all in the chat. It's
Who's
actually
Lonnie Ragfin then?
it is also if you go to the calendar and you go to the 4th of Harvesttide, you will see that there is actually player notes that have all of the above. But I'll post it in chat for you as well. You are the group, and he begins looking at all 7, 8 and a half or 9 of you. You all are the part of the guild, correct? That we wrote the request to?
Yep.
That is correct. You all seem to be rather injured.
The guard kind of like gives you a knowing nod.
Is there a reason you have not replaced your men with more able-bodied ones so these may rest?
I don't know if you know much about being kind of out here quite a few distant days from any major civilization, but they do time here for a bit and then get an extended stay wherever they, I believe, Lana, you're from Zobek, right? He nods. So they've got a few more weeks before another group comes up and replaces them. So
is there anything we can do to help their healing?
I think most of it's been healed just fine by Moss, or I'm sorry, Mr. Duskquill, and he goes, "Moss is fine, thank you. Yes, I seem to have tended to their wounds. They are just healing fractures at this point."
May I ask what it was that caused these injuries?
Lyland speaks up. That's kind of why we sent the request. We haven't been able to see, and Lonnie and Penelope both, they escort merchants within, as long as we have word of their arrival, about a half day before passing by the tower, up to a half day of passing by the tower, before returning back. And they mentioned that about an hour or so up the road is when this has occurred. But Lonnie, you haven't seen anything, right? And he goes, "No, I was walking, leading, kind of pacing the lead horse of their wagon, when something brushed up against me for a moment, and then I heard a sickening snap, and then the horse's leg got broken and chewed in a bloody mess, and then I was thrown to the ground, sort of tripped, but there were no vines and stuff in the road. There was a massive weight on top of me for a moment, and then he raises his arm, and the arm scraped against something sharp, like a bite, and I heard a growl, but I couldn't see nothing."
Would you say that it was just too fast for you to see, or perhaps invisible?
Well, I'm just a regular person. I'm sure there's something mystifying about it, but I don't. How fast can something move before you can't even see it right there on top of you? I mean, I was down for a good 30 seconds.
And you felt that weight on you and you could not see it?
Lyland speaks up. If he could see it, I'm sure he would have said something, correct?
Right, I'm just trying to ascertain the nature of the beast.
It's quite hard to do that, unfortunately. I mean, I know that the Margreve Forest is home to many different types of inhabitants, but... And Moss Duskquill interrupts. "A creature like this, I've been around the Margreve for over a century. Have not seen a creature like this in some time."
So you have seen something like this? Or not seen something like this?
Heard stories, yes.
What are the stories?
It's possible that it's just roaming. Maybe it will just go eventually after it's had its fill.
Well, I don't know if you know much about what the wildlife, depending on if it's by itself, hopefully, or if it's with many others, which is something I don't tend to dwell on. But something may have aggravated it to cause it to move away from its normal place of nesting. Perhaps it has been forced to leave, or maybe it ate all the food that was there, and then therefore left to seek out another place to call home. And I guess fortunately for whatever it is, there's at least relatively enough traffic passing from here up to Brackislor and down, back down to Zobek, that it's enough for it to at least survive.
Tendi puts a hand up to Lonnie and just goes, where Lonnie was feeling the thing. Maybe Patches is looking for tracks.
I definitely want to insight this guy. He's suspicious enough to at least be a Scooby-Doo villain.
Okay.
I was gonna say we have big Scooby-Doo vibes going on here.
Well, the first thing we'll do is we'll have Tendi, since Tendi mentioned it first. Lonnie goes, yes, it's about an hour and a half up the road. There's patchy trees. We pass by. Normally, there's a bend. It turns leftward. We follow alongside a cliff for the most part, and it opens back up to where there's an incline. So it was around that cliff, I believe.
I want to say two things, but I want Sin to insight first.
Sure, Sin. If you you want to roll insight to determine what on who.
The guy who he just seemed to know so much about the situation. I don't know if he was just talking out of his ass or if he was
Which guy?
Moss?
The elf.
the
Elf marked.
elf marked. Yeah.
Okay. So you want to see if he's just bullshitting or if he knows more than he's letting on?
Right.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Damn.
Good job. That's a 24.
You have not really spent a lot of time around any other elf-like beings other than Patches. So his mannerisms are his mannerisms and way of speaking, they convince you, perhaps in your limited experience, that perhaps he knows more than he's letting on. You don't quite believe he's being completely forthcoming. But, on the other hand, he has lived far longer than you have, and has experienced so much more, so it's hard to tell whether or not he's being truthful. But you seem to believe that what he has said makes as much sense to you as you wish for it to believe.
Then we'll, I guess, just ponder on that for a bit.
Prudence is going to address Patches. Patches, does this sound like a creature that's protecting or stalking to you?
Can't rightly say yet. I think we would maybe need some more information. Might be good to go up and scout around where the critter was hunting or protecting or whatever. Might be able to get some more information that way.
Leostin looks to the injured guard and asks, "Did it eat the horse or just attack the horse?"
Well, we had to cut the bridles, and the cart is we had to leave the cart and get as many people out of the way as possible, and there was no way to be able to get the other horse. I think that horse that got attacked probably wouldn't probably have survived.
That's not what I'm asking. Did it attack or did it eat it?
It's hard. It's hard. When it was on top of me, it wasn't attacking the whatever the horse. But when I felt its weight get off of me, the first thing I thought of was to get up and get everyone that was there back to about a few hours down the road back here. I couldn't tell whether or not it was attacking the horse or not. I didn't look back.
Leostin nods.
Miss Rasmussen, were you also attacked in the same area?
Penelope, the female guard from the top of the stairs, kind of shouts down. Yeah, I was.
I
What?
have a question.
To who?
Everyone, could I look at your injuries?
Lylan goes, I'm sure. I don't suppose why not.
That's smart. That's really smart.
I'll tell you what. If you haven't had lunch yet, I was finishing smoking a few hen or quail. If you were interested in a meal, perhaps, of course, on the house. Wasn't prepared for as many of you, but I could find some fruits, perhaps some extra vegetables, and we could perhaps enjoy a meal before risking your lives on this. Moss, if you want to stay here or come up, you are free to do whichever. But Richie, I prepare the herbs and spices. I'll be up momentarily. And he begins.
Make a 12 spices joke. Don't make a 12 spices joke.
Mm-hmm.
Ask how many spices.
He pats Lonnie on the shoulder and begins to make his way slowly up the stairs. Penelope passes him in a little bit of a struggle to come down on the crutches, but in short order makes it down to where you are able to inspect them both.
Okay.
One of us has the highest medicine skill.
Definitely not Poppy, which is very funny. I guess who
I have +2.
I have +2.
It has +3.
Oh, I have a +4, baby. Let's go.
Oh.
Hey.
I
That
have
monk
no idea.
wisdom.
Prudence
Yeah.
will kneel first in front of Penelope, and she will gently cradle her elbow to help her sit, since she seems to be struggling.
Mommy, sorry.
What, Katie?
Nothing.
And she'll help her to undo her bandages very gently and tenderly.
Okay. Moss begins to make his way up the stairs. You undo the bandages. She kind of winces a bit as there still seems to be some bruising for sure. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check as you look over her injuries and tell me what you're exactly looking for.
Could I give her advantage by just helping her out?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, here's my roll first.
Turns out she didn't need it.
That was,
She rolled a natural 20.
very good.
Good job.
I guess I'm looking at the type, if there's a laceration, if it's just bruising, if it's piercing, like teeth marks, the size of them, the spacing, like if it's a claw or like 2 claws, or how big like a paw print might be.
Well, paw prints don't typically stay very long on human anatomy. However, what you can find is the bruising of broken or shattered bone that has been healed, but the type of healing used beyond healing the bones back to at least a stable, although quite bruised, nature is the numerous large gashes that have been stitched up and covered with a sort of natural mixture of aloe and other healing, like aloe, moss.
The healing salve.
Yeah, sort of a healing salve in numerous places. Some of the gashes have healed, you would say, halfway. And if that's the case, some of the biggest teeth marks you've ever seen on a body before. This, whatever this was, has an incredibly large mouth or very large sets of teeth or both.
You give me like a subway foot long sort of indicator here. Are we talking 2 foot subs? 2 6 inches, 2 footers.
Maybe 6 to 8 inches long is at the biggest.
Prudence will take Penelope's chin in her hand and like kind of look back and forth on her face. Did it feel as though it bit you or scratched you?
She looks down at the wound again and again just winces, trying to remember. She goes, it bit me.
These are very, very large teeth marks.
I don't recall it scratching at all.
You're lucky to be alive.
I've prayed to the gods every day since, so I do realize that. Yes, thank you for bringing that to my attention again.
If you don't mind, would it be okay if I helped mend your healing? Just to quicken it.
She like looks back up the stairs towards Moss, but then he's already gone back into the tower, or perhaps maybe behind it. I suppose you can.
What are you worried about Moss for?
We are visitors in the forest, and so he recommends that there's plenty of ways to heal from what the forest provides, rather than using. I don't know what you were planning to use, but no offense, you don't quite look like a natural resident of the forest yourself.
Prudence lays her hand over the wound and does. Oh God, it's been so long. Healing, hand of healing.
Healing.
Is it okay if I roll it? I don't see her on the tracker.
You don't see it on your sheet?
No, I meant could I just roll the healing because last time I did healing, you told me to do it over the NPC.
Oh, yeah, just do it in the tracker, it's fine.
It's a 4.
So you spend a key point to heal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh wait, that was hand and harm, you're right. I was trying to figure out what Katie was saying.
I kill her. I've had enough.
Can I help you? Smacks her in the face.
I'm here to help. Strangles her.
It's the same die plus wisdom, so I'm going to go off of your first roll, and I understand you weren't trying to harm her.
Thank you, sweet boy.
Because if we were at a table and you rolled dice, it wouldn't go, I bet you used hand of harm. There's no way to tell. So, it's fine. 4.
You don't know my intention.
So you heal her for 4. You see that she is gained a bit of strength and health in her leg. Color seems to flush back to it a bit more. And some of the wounds themselves with the stitching and the salves do seem to close up slightly, but then she begins yelling out in pain.
Oh shit. Prudence jerks back. What is it? What's wrong?
I
I used Hand of Healing. I didn't use Hand of Harm.
I don't know. It doesn't. I feel better, but it just hurts.
Prudence looks back to the group. One of you run up and go get Moss.
Okay.
Tandy will do it.
Tandy, let's go!
Prudence does her best to try to soothe the woman. Tell me, what's your pain? What does it feel like?
She applies her own pressure to the top of her thigh and her leg as she kind of tries to cut off some of that pain.
Prudence helps as well.
It's just where it feels like all the places where Moss had healed it. It just is a prolonged pain. It's not like I'm dying.
I'm so sorry. This has never happened before.
It's all right. You were doing what you thought was best, and you see Moss. You guys run up there real quick. You see Moss passing by the open front door of the tower.
Prudence stands abruptly to her feet, and she has an accusing look on her face.
Poppy, Tendy, you see Moss pass by the front door open. That's open.
Oh, you haven't gotten yet. Never mind.
Come with us!
I grab his hand. Let's go.
I shall follow you. Yes, no need to. All right. He follows you in quite a bit of haste, going down the stairs, seeing Penelope, the guard, clutching her leg, and goes, "What's the meaning of this?"
Okay, now Prudence rises to her feet with an accusing look on her face. I could ask you the same thing. I have just tried to heal this woman, and she is in more pain than when I started. She says it hurts where you healed.
Crosses his arms.
Prudence crosses her arms.
Tandy looks up at Moss and goes, Is poison maybe? Is it poison? Maybe closing wound makes poison worse?
No, I probably know what it was. He looks over not longingly. He looks over for a moment over to
Enemies
Mara.
to lovers?
Listen. We did the whole brazier thing.
Oh no, man.
He looks at Mara for an extended period of time and goes, "Is this your first time in the Margreve forest?"
Yes.
I was talking to the one who seems to believe I am doing something wrong.
Yes, this is my first time in the Margrave forest.
And if you were coming from Zobek, I would assume it's about 4.5 days to get here, right?
I'm not native to Zobek, but yes, that is where I'm coming from.
So as being your first time in Zobek, for only 4.5 days, I couldn't even imagine to put a percentage on the amount of time I have been in Margrave Forest and have lived here and gone by its ways. I believe you are in the wrong. I know you might have been trying to help, but natural healing is what is used here. If you use some sort of potion or magic or any of that, it has aggravated her wounds. She is likely not in any more pain, than she was. But you have accelerated this course of action unnaturally.
Prudence furrows her eyebrows. You're telling me that while we're here, we cannot heal ourselves in the way we are accustomed?
I don't seem to mind what you do. You are visitors here, temporary at best. Penelope and Lonnie have been here. They've spent a full year here, not consecutively, but I've come to know them. I've healed them before in such ways, far less grievous wounds.
Hey, Prue Prue,
Yes.
have you healed Mara since we've met her?
Have I? Healed Mara?
I don't know.
I
We gotta
can't-
go back and check that bean footage.
The roll of that beautiful bean footage. Maybe during the fight with the patriarchy man. But that was a long time ago, and I have a very smooth brain. Jordan, out of character. So is he basically telling me because he used healing salves that they don't go together with magic, or is he telling me that because they've been in the forest so long that they're acclimated to the forest's magic?
He's essentially conveying that the way that, since he was the one to initially heal and tend to these wounds, using natural means of the Margreve forest, that has been upset by the influx of some sort of extraordinary magic or ability or of some kind. It is not natural.
Okay.
If
So-
she got her leg bit and you healed those wounds before the natural solution was provided, you believe that there wouldn't have been a problem.
Okay, so it's because they were mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
What if there's a natural solution that was summoned by magic?
What are you saying?
I got
saying this in
I
character?
got 30 good berries. They're berries. Don't get much more natural than that, but magic does make them appear.
It's a bit of a grey area, isn't it?
Explain that, weather boy.
um,
We're gonna upset the elf.
Prudence drops her arms from being crossed and looks a bit sheepish. I apologize.
No, hold on. The elf said something. Your name, sir?
Name's Patches. Pleasure to meet you.
Patches. Pleasure. I believe that nature's gifts in that form have been used before. In fact, the quail that we are smoking is being smoked on some of the essence of good berries themselves. But it's more that in this particular instance, not knowing what did this damage, natural methods seem to be best unless figured out what it in fact is. If it is something that is a foe to the forest, not native to the forest, then perhaps, as long as it's gone and that's the only one that's there here, or if there's more, we need to be able to be assured that they are handled.
Fair enough. Makes sense to me.
Andy, can I ask a question?
Penelope starts. She thanks you, Prudence. She kind of puts a hand on your wrist and kind of just gives you a nod of like thank you, and she starts to bandage herself back up. Yes.
Moss is saying Moss maybe has heard of something like this before. Moss knows more about this than anyone else here. Can Moss share what Moss knows?
From what I've been told in stories, far outside the forest, there are an immeasurable amount of creatures that are unknown to us as inhabitants. We don't leave the forest proper, but merchants come from time to time, and I have only been an emissary for about 20 years. But I would say a more common creature that is that does not have the ability to do this, that I could equate these stories to, would be that of a crocodile, perhaps. But there's no water, rivers for miles, except for the runoffs from the Black Hills a few more days up the way. But even then, that is being smack dab in the middle of the forest. If they came from the mountains above, perhaps that is a shorter distance to here. I can't imagine that they would have been able to make it more than halfway across the forest without meeting its own natural end with the predators that reside within.
Would a crocodile match the puncture wounds that I saw?
Roll a nature check.
Nature. Who's got the nature?
You got the nature.
It's a 7.
If it was, big crocodile. It's your best guess.
Is there something that I can roll to, like, has Poppy heard any sort of story about a creature like this? Read anything in a book before?
Okay. I feel like it would be best to set a precedent. Maybe this will help going forward. There are a lot of creatures in the land of Midgard. A lot of them can be equated to things in a form of a likeness. For example, whatever this creature is to a crocodile, albeit the size difference and abilities and of such. Those common creatures like crocodiles and things of that nature, I would not have anybody really need to do much of a check for, or if there were things that those common creatures did, the DC would be far easier to be able to determine if there's any like sneaky things that they can do. There are, again, many unknown creatures in Midgard, and it's not as if someone gets bit in Margreve Forest and sends out a tweet to Zobek saying, I got raw footage of this thing attacking UFOs in the sky. So, for this particular creature, it is incredibly rare to be able to have anything to be able to draw a story from or to. But I will give you that Moss's explanation of comparing it to a crocodile, there is no deception that you can sense among that.
Thank you, Moss.
And your name?
Tendi. Tendi is happy to meet Moss and maybe be welcome in the forest.
Well, of course, as long as you don't disturb any of the natural environments, cut down trees, start a forest fire. He gives another glance back to Mara and goes, I figured you would have at least known a little more, but perhaps not everyone is as talkative as myself or Lyland, so.
I think it might serve us to go and have a look-see at where this attack happened, see if we can find some tracks or other clues like that.
Lyland,
But first we were invited to dinner.
Lyland, actually, you see his head and shoulders appear at the top of the stairs, and he goes, I believe I have everything I need. You are welcome to. And then, all of a sudden, a loud horn sounds off to the north in the distance.
Horn like a horn?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
You see
What does that mean?
Moss immediately start to help Lonnie and Penelope up the stairs. As Lylan looks down and shouts at you all, I have no idea. Come inside if... and starts waving you to come up the stairs.
Prudence helps the injured guards inside as well.
Okay.
Leosin follows, but he kind of keeps to the back of the group.
And he runs like all fours up the stairs.
Mara, is this abnormal? What is this sound? Is it familiar to you?
It sounds like a horn. I don't know what more to tell you than that. Unfortunately, it's not... There's no creature that makes that kind of noise. You guys all make it inside. It's a very tight fit. You're about 40 feet away, 50 feet away from your cart with your 4 horses at this time.
I swear to God, if you do anything to Laurence and Kenneth and Jody and Vanessa, I will die.
So you are all inside the tower proper. There is a short hallway that curves to the back, and you are met with it's like a half circle in this room. A little length of carpet goes to the center, which is a spiral staircase leading up, and there is a door on the right-hand side leading to a back room. Presumably, there are 3 more floors above you, and you do not hear the horn blowing again, but you are all inside.
I want to
Jordan,
go.
do you mind resharing the overhead picture of the tower? I'm having trouble imagining. Thank you. Okay.
I think that we should go to the roof.
Is the front door closed?
Yes, I believe Tendi closed the front door, correct?
Yeah.
Prudence has suggested to go to the roof.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, and we'll definitely want to get a better look.
Yeah, we should at least go up to the second floor to where the windows are and look down.
Prudence sprints all the way up the stairs, never tiring because she's so powerful and cool.
She's so strong. Oh, did anyone notice how powerful and cool Prudence just looked there?
She's so strong.
Leosin follows.
Also powerful and cool.
Sorry, I forgot. I need to keep this one going.
Tendy's gonna follow, but only go up to the second floor and then peek out.
Okay. So, go ahead in chat and put a me if you are going to, and this is Fantasy Grounds chat, if you are checking and looking out the windows, and who is on what floor. There's second, third, and fourth.
Oh no.
How big are the windows? And are they, like, open?
Well, I mean, there is not. They're square windows. They're about 4.5 feet high and about 2.5 feet wide. There are no window panes. It is just open air.
Okay.
Okay. We'll start from the second floor and we'll go up from here. Second floor looks to have Poppy, Leofston, and Tendi. I'm going to need one of you to aid one of the other 2. Whoever is not aided rolls just regular perception. Whoever is aided rolls perception with advantage.
I'll help Tindy.
I feel like who has the lowest perception?
Probably me.
Mine is +4, so I don't know that I need help, but maybe.
Well, I mean, if we help you, you'll be
fair,
more
fair,
like
fair.
someone will. We need someone to not fail.
And that is also going to be the same case with Patches, Prudence, and Sin, and Jolene. I guess Jolene's being with Patches. Either one of you can, or 2 of you can aid the other 2 if you wish.
I aid attendee as well.
You can only aid somebody once. So if you're aiding, then that means Poppy gets to roll her own.
Well, hold on. I can't.
What's
looking
your
for-
perception, bud?
I'm looking. I don't see a number. I have a +2.
I also have a +2.
You
Okay.
go ahead, help Teddy. I'll look.
Okay.
All right. Well, so Tendi, go ahead and roll another perception because you're rolling it with advantage, and then Poppy, you do not roll. The Austin, you make one single roll.
Oh,
Okay.
Good job.
twinsies.
Thank you.
All right. Keep those numbers in mind. We're gonna go up to the top. What are we doing for the top?
Y'all want to help out Patches? He's got very good perception.
Yeah, we'll help Patches.
One person can help Patches. The other one would have to help the other one, since there's
Oh,
four
okay.
of you.
Well, I have the lowest between all three of us, so I'll help Patches. And then Maya, you could probably roll well enough on your own.
Yeah, probably.
Here they go.
Well, that ain't no great shakes.
Mhm.
Too many dang trees. Can't see
Yeah, the
from up
trees-
here.
Trees are in the way.
Mm-hmm. All right. Tendi and Leofston. There are a lot of trees on the second floor that are providing ample cover. You cannot see, but you can hear sort of a running march of a large amount of footsteps.
How many feet?
How many feet
How
distance?
How many? I'm assuming that you're saying that we are hearing marching persons or animals. We would be able to tell if we can hear it well enough if it's 2-feeted like people or if it's 4-feeted like centaurs or crocodiles or whatever.
It is not a gallop. It
Okay.
is bipedal.
Is it a big amount or like a...
You can't see it, so it sounds like a big amount, a large amount of footsteps, along with the clinking of chains.
An army.
From the top, you have the ability to see over most of the trees in this forest, but the pathways themselves, as you've traveled so far, the pathways in most places leading up to here have been covered by the canopy of trees. So you see birds from about 100 to 150 feet out to the north. Like when something passes through and the birds go, fuck this, they leave.
Yeah.
You can see those in the distance, and you can hear clinking, but you can't really hear much else from this high up.
And
Nice.
is that in the direction of where they said was up the road?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Katie.
Can I point up to the? I don't know if I can. Can I point up to the roof and cast message? I don't know if it's too far. It's 120 feet.
I would say, that's definitely within range, but does message require you to see them?
No. If I know them well enough, which I know these guys now, I want to point up and do a message to Prudence.
Mm-hmm.
Prudence can hear the message and can reply in a whisper that only I can hear. And I'm gonna say,
There is many with 2 feet and chain sounds. Many, many people.
Prudence whispers back. It is in the direction of where they told us the crocodile was.
I will quietly relay this to everyone else on my floor.
Can we tell if they're coming towards the tower or going towards where the crocodile is?
You guys haven't been here before, and everyone else is on the main floor and has started to begin to gather things to maybe batter the doors and block them. So, not being on this road before, hard telling.
But they're getting louder. They're coming, at least in our direction. You said.
I don't even say that you're getting louder. The moment that you heard them, you could hear what you heard, but you can't tell if they're getting louder or not.
Yep. So basically, we're unsure if it's somebody being mobilized to the danger or mobilized toward the tower, right?
Correct.
Prudence is going to turn to the boys. We cannot see much from up here over the cover of the trees. Perhaps we should meet down and convene. Tendi told me that it was many feet. And to me, it sounds like it may potentially be an army.
I'm worried about the horses.
Another horn sounds, this time much closer.
Oh no.
Hey, Jordan, I have a request. Can I roll on Poppy's panic attack table?
Sure.
Bird mode.
Did I even move it over from roll 20?
Yeah.
I did? Okay. Let's see. Where is it at? Where we at, boys? I did. Do you have that panic attack table, or do you want me to roll it for you?
I have it.
Oh, well then, by all means, go ahead and roll.
Let's go. Poppy's panicking, let's go.
Sin, I don't know if it's safe to do anything about the horses. The time for that has certainly passed. I am too worried about the cart, not horses. If we have time. But I don't think we do.
Yeah, what do you guys do? We'll start with the top floor.
Prudence suggested us going back down to reconvene with the group.
How much can we see around the tower?
You can see immediately the front of the tower. Like, there's the stairs leading down, small little stone archway, and then maybe about 15 feet where your guys' cart and horses are parked before things start getting under the cover of trees.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, to Sin, does it seem like that this army is anywhere close, or does he believe that he has time to maybe go and try to move the horses?
The rate in which you heard the first horn blow and then this horn blow would indicate you may not have much time.
Okay.
Y'all want me to stay up here and keep an eye on things while y'all discuss stuff?
That would probably be advantageous.
Alright. I'll hang up here with Miss Jolene.
I'll go with you, Prudence, I guess. And,
Send Jolene down if you need to relay information. We'll be on the second floor.
Alright, I'll tell you what, she'll go down with you, and if you need to tell me something, send her back up.
Alright. We go downstairs to everybody else with Jolene.
Okay. So the Patches and Jolene stay up on the fourth
No,
floor.
Jolene comes with us.
Oh, okay. So it's
If they need to tell me something, Jolene will come up there.
okay. So you travel down to the third floor, and then to the second floor, where the rest of you all are.
Leofson's already making his towards the stairs, about to go back down when he sees them coming down themselves. Did you see anything?
No, the cover of trees is too thick.
Curses.
The horn is getting louder.
We should go downstairs and help them.
I agree.
Andy will also go downstairs.
Poppy is frozen in place.
Oh,
Kind of
no,
shaking.
maybe Tendi will help Poppy.
Prudence also. Okay, Tendi can help Poppy. Prudence is gonna take charge.
Yeah, you do it.
what are you thinking, Prudence?
We're talking as we're running down the stairs. Did you want to save the horses, or do you want to talk to the rest of the tower?
We need to talk
I
to the
think-
tower.
I think that we should do both. If maybe there's enough of us, we could maybe one of us or two of us could go out and try to settle the horses, cart somewhere.
You
The
want
horn sounds a third time, almost right outside the tower. Patches, you can't see, but more birds leave almost about 30 feet from beyond, like into the tree site, so you can't see, beyond the canopy, but you see the birds fly away. Wherever they are would be roughly where the main road is before it led up to this tower.
Can I use speak with animals and try and find out from one of the birds what they see?
Smart.
Sure. I'll say you could spend probably a little bit of time trying to get one of those birds to come over your way.
Hey, Mr. Pigeon.
Hey.
What you see down there?
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Bird, I don't suppose you saw what you're running from, did you?
Many things.
Yeah, that's descriptive. I get it. Many things. What kind of things?
They many kill metal, and it will fly away as you.
All right.
The rest of you hear the jingling of chain mail and the number of footsteps, and there's not really any windows on the first floor. And the door to the front is barred now by Lyland, Moss, and Richie.
Andy and Poppy are still on the second floor.
Oh.
Andy is helping Poppy get down. Holding
The
her
Austin's on the bottom
hands.
floor.
What do you think it is, Tendy?
Tendy thinks maybe elves is coming because we is new, but Tendy does not know. Tendy thinks we is safest.
So, yeah.
Tendy thinks these ones is safest with Prudence and Leofston and Finn.
Okay.
She'll
Pat-
follow you, but it's slow.
Okay. Patches, you see this at this point. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and roll initiative at this point. Once Patches sees this following description. Patches, you see a good handful of medium-sized humanoids that are dark of hair, reddish, hairy face and hands, but wearing clearly garb that is decorative armor and martial swords. These are not any standard creatures. These seem to be very intelligent humanoid hobgoblins.
How many of them are there?
As you see 4 of them run to your cart. We're going to go ahead.
Howdy, fellas.
Alright. Here's what we're going to do.
Victor's gonna kill us.
Probably.
I'm gonna kill them if they harm my horses,
All
my
right.
horse friends.
Sin, you don't necessarily know what is going on. You're on the first floor, right?
I'm on whatever floor Prudence is on. I think that was the
First
first floor.
You can hear the horse whinny. What do you do? The front door is barred.
The front door is barred. There's no windows, right?
Right. There's a door that leads out to the back.
Let me check on something real fast. Okay. I guess DM will need to decide on this. Sin will want to use fog cloud out in the position of the cart.
Good answer.
It does not require. It says you create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. It does not say if I need to see the point.
Good answer. Good answer.
This isn't Family Feud. I will go ahead and let it. I'll have to look it up later, but for now, since you at least remember where the cart is, it is within 120 feet. So you could be able to use one of your juicy spells to cast Fog Cloud.
You're the best DM ever.
That was recorded. Just want to point that out. All right. So, Patches, you see a fog cloud out of nowhere begin to encircle around the cart and the horses and the hobgoblins that have at least made it to adjacent to where those horses are. Those 4 are now enshrouded in obscurity.
Well, damn.
Do you move, Sin?
Sin is going to.
Jordan said there was a back door.
Okay. Yeah, Sin is going to. Yeah, he's going to go out the back door.
Okay. So to give you a brief description of the back door, it is it goes along the curve of the tower itself and meets out on a back patio that is, I mean, call it patio, but it is nice jade tile flooring in large squares, a few stone slabs for cooking. But obviously, once you head out the door, are you running away from it, from this potential enemy, or are you going towards it? Because you would be able to get down, I would say, one of the 1, 2, 3, 4 levels of the plateaus.
Yeah, I'm going towards the issue.
Okay.
Weapons drawn.
Okay. So you are, from where you are at, you see your fog cloud at this point. You do not, since most of it is all obscured, you cannot see anything beyond it or anything inside of it. You have cover from where you are at. +2 to your AC, just keep that in mind.
Alright.
In case anything were to attack you. Alright, go ahead and end your turn. We'll go to Tendi. You were on the 2nd floor. You can hear the whinnying of horses. You see this fog cloud if you glance out the window. And you and Poppy were headed somewhere, correct?
Yes, we were going to go downstairs.
Okay. You could be able to make it down the stairs easily. Mm-hmm. No, Sin ended his turn. That's probably gave you the bell ding.
Mm.
So you are, I'd say, since Poppy will probably do that, like Poppy will probably do that on her turn, but you are downstairs. You can dash to leave, but you see everyone but Sin, and Poppy, obviously, and Patches, down here on the 1st floor.
Is there... Hang on 1 second, sorry. How do I see on this how many spell slots I have?
They are the...
Should be in the actions tab.
Ah, that's why.
Yep.
If you're in standard mode with display actions, it'll show it above your, kind of in the middle-ish.
Am I close enough to the door to be able to do detect magic and see anything? Or I saw those guys, did I see, or I at least saw outside, did I see how close they are?
Well, I mean, considering that from the tower, from the door of the tower down the stairs to where your cart is at, it's about 50 feet away.
Is there anybody else that's on the 1st floor that's struggling to, like, get away?
No, everyone that is there, besides the 2 injured guards, have at this point barred the door with any possible things of heft to prevent anything from easily coming in.
If you want, it looks like Prudence is gonna run after Sin. If you want to assist her, if you can do that.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Come on now. There we go. This hobgoblin, while inside this, is going to take. It's okay. It could be able to get up into the driver's seat of the cart, and it is going to try to roll a animal handling check.
Fail, 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 fail. Morons, don't do it.
Animal handling is wisdom. Sure.
Yes.
Thank you. Come on.
Is he trying to take my new smoker?
Okay. That is its turn. We go to Patches.
All right, so I see them trying to take stuff, right?
They are obscured within the fog cloud of that surrounded the entirety of the cart.
Well, thanks, Sin.
You don't know Sin did it.
I know. I assume one of them did it because it's certainly helping them. Okay, well, I think Patches is going to yell out to them and say, "Howdy, fellas. I don't know if you know this, but there is a whole contingent of extremely armed and belligerent individuals inside this tower, and I would rethink these decisions you are making."
Oh yeah, tell him.
That's a long 6 seconds. What else do you do?
I'm just gonna fire blindly into that
Okay.
that fog cloud and try and hit one of them.
Your range is what? 80 feet?
600 feet.
Oh, okay, right. So they have cover, but you ignore cover,
I ignore half cover and 3/4 cover.
but not total cover.
Not total cover, but I don't think I can shoot into total cover because that's like behind a wall, right?
A physical wall. I would let you roll
Yeah.
a disadvantage to shoot.
Okay. I think that fog cloud obscures. Like, I don't think it grants mechanical cover. I think it just like grants the obscured thing. So I think it's different than.
Yeah,
this does.
as far as obscurity goes for 5th edition, heavily obscured means an area is blocked visually.
Yeah. So I think I have disadvantage on this shot.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll roll against the one that's up there just so I can target somebody, I guess. 1 second. Well, howdy. That'd be a miss.
Hey, it wasn't a nat 1 though, so you didn't hit,
Yep.
hit any of the horses.
That was a warning shot. Next one won't be so nice.
I'm assuming you're staying up there. Are you doing anything with your?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up there.
Okay. Any moves? Any bonus actions?
No, Jolene will just. I guess Jolene will kind of run after Sin.
Okay. She's got 30 feet movement.
40.
40, and Sin, you've also got 40, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just. I'm gonna assume that they are together, unless you say otherwise.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and end your turn there.
Yep. There we go.
That one. Okay. That one. Okay. This one. Okay. This one is going to attempt. We'll get up there. Okay. The horses that are whinnying. There are some that are still whinnying, but the volume has come down. I'm gonna go ahead and do that one, and then next up is this one, who is going to also climb in or walk up to one of the horses. 2 of the 4 horses have been calmed by these hobgoblins.
No!
Once all 4 have been calmed, they would probably be able to be controlled. Let's see here. That will bring us to Leofston.
So, do I have time, or can I, in my turn, ask the people if they know what's attacking, like if it's like something that attacks a lot, and do I have time to run and dash?
You would be able to ask them, and yeah, you could use your movement and your action, or your action to dash and double your movement. All right, so yeah, you go ahead and ask who are you asking?
He looks immediately at the master merchant. What's attacking?
Perhaps bandits? I haven't really seen anything other than... I have no idea. I can't see.
Is it typical for bandits?
Yes, typical for bandits.
And Leos just nods once and takes off after Sin and Jolene.
Okay. So since you are moving 60 feet, correct?
Yes. Am I 30 or 35? Let me look.
I think you're 30.
Where would I see that again?
It'd be on your main page, 30 feet.
Okay.
So 60 feet, you would be able to be. Then you would actually pass back by. You would pass by Jolene and Sin and be on the second. The second of 4 plateaus down.
Okay. I end my turn.
Okay. And you turn on the combat tracker, and that'll bring it to Prudence.
Hey, Jordan.
Yes.
Would it be faster to run out the back or jump out the second story window?
As a reminder, there is fall damage in both this game and Fallout 76.
I have a plan.
It is so when you here's a good moment of learning. So when you go up an incline, such as stairs, every 5 feet count as 10 feet. When you go downstairs, it's easier. When you go upstairs, it's counted as difficult terrain going up. That being said, it would probably be faster for you to go the same route that they did.
The way that...
But you wouldn't know because you've never been out the back side before. You don't know the layout of this place. You only know that there's a window on the second floor.
Right.
To you, it looks like Leofston and Sin and gosh dang it, what was it? Jolene ran away.
They ran away? They wouldn't run away.
We out.
I know my babies better than that. Alright. I'm gonna use all of my power to run outside. What is the thing that makes me go faster?
Chili dogs?
Step of the wind.
There you go. So, step of the wind lets you...
Prudence eats chili dogs. It makes talents roughly Popeye.
So you spend another key point to use the dash action as a bonus action. However, you can forego using the key point and use your movement and then your action to dash, and that would be the same. But you could... what's your movement speed? 30, 40, 30?
Oh, that's
40.
a lot.
So 40 would be 40, and then for your movement, bonus action dash would let you move 80, and then for your action you could run, which would be another 40.
Okay, I want to do that.
120 feet.
Yeah.
And you are going out the back?
Yep, whatever's fastest.
Okay. Assuming you are going the same path as the others that have gone outside, you would, with 120 feet movement speed, be able to make it down right next to the archway.
Is that close?
You would then be about 20 or so feet from the cart, and so you see the fog kind of just covering a vast majority of this cart and whatever is making noise inside of it. There are like wisps of fog that get tossed around as arms and legs are doing what they're doing, but the fog, magical in nature, is still just kind of quickly just fills in that blank with more generated fog as it's swirling around the cart itself.
Okay. Out of breath, I'm gonna holler back towards Sin. Get rid of your fog! And then I'll end my turn.
Okay.
The tracker, which is something that I hid. There we go.
Okay. You hear... I would say... Prudence, you hear this. Leofston and Sin and Jolene and Patches. You hear speaking coming from inside the fog cloud. It is. You'll know if it's a language you understand when I mention it. Hang on. Turns out nobody speaks this language. You hear a terse language in sort of a shouting nature coming from the cart, but you do not know what it sounds like. You have ended your turn, so it goes to Poppy.
Okay. So, does Poppy hear the horses?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think Poppy had started walking down the stairs with Tindy before they ran off. And Poppy looks back at the window and decides that she needs to go help the horses.
Okay.
So she's gonna use her bonus action for Form of Dread so that she's no longer afraid and panicking. I had to put it on myself. I have temporary hit points. And I'm also immune to being frightened now.
Alright.
And she's going to run up to the window and fly out.
Okay. Your fly speed is the same as your walking speed?
Yes.
Okay. So as a bonus action, you use Form of Dread. If you want to make it to somewhere around the middle of the stairs, you would have to use both your move action and a dash action.
Oh, I wasn't like right next to the window?
You were close enough, but the total amount of you going to the window and flying down at an angle would get you halfway down the stairs, which is only really about 10 feet away from Prudence.
Okay. I'll use my action to dash then.
Okay. So you see the you obviously can hear this shouting to them as you are kind of coming down from the window itself. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. That's a skill that I don't have perception. Okay. 18.
You hear something swipe at you as you try to leap out the window. You don't manage to connect with whatever it was trying to. Do you look back before you land?
Yes.
Okay. You see a creature doing its best to remain unseen. However, you happened to catch it as it had tried to at least take a possible reaction to attack you. Its long, pointed, furry ears and huge eyebrows supersedes its bulbous red nose and large gaping mouth, as you see a bugbear similar to the Wanderer climbing up the side of the tower proper. It has made it to the second and a half floor before now being seen.
Okay. Poppy is telepathically bonded to Wicket, correct?
Yes.
She's gonna tell Wicket to go to Prudence, because I had not moved Wicket yet.
Okay.
So Wicket's gonna fly down towards Prudence and kind of try to warn her of the danger in the opposite direction.
Okay. And Wicket's fly speed is 40. So
40 feet.
yeah, a little bit farther than yours. She can be able. Wicket can make it there just fine.
Okay.
Can I understand Wicket? Does he communicate telepathically?
Wicket, let me look at the languages that Wicket speaks.
We got some things going on before Wicket's turns. Technically,
Yeah.
I know it happens the same turn as yours, but looks like Wicket and Jolene. Oh yeah, they didn't roll initiative because they act in the same turn as you.
Yeah.
All right, so then go ahead and end your turn. We'll get a couple more of these taken care of, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. He does speak Common, by the way.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. How do I... There we go.
All right, we go to another one who is going to attempt to calm one of the two remaining horses.
Fail.
There is only one horse remaining that seems to have issues.
No.
As they have not been attacked, they are a little easier to keep to maintain some sort of control over. We then go. Hold up. All right. Does anyone prefer Mara to do anything as far as going to, I would say probably following where everyone else is leaving out the back door?
I think the whole group is in agreement here that we want to keep the cart from being stolen.
Got
so
it. She can go 80 feet, so I would say that she's also very close to not Sin and Jolene, Prudence. No, you were 120 feet. Who managed to get a little bit further down? Was it Sin?
It was Prudence.
I'm the farthest.
Prudence is at the archway.
Sin and Jolene are on the first thing down.
It was Prudence,
Was
then
it Leofston?
Leofston got faster, then Sin,
Okay.
Jolene, then Tendy.
Okay. Then Leofston was, she's with Leofston. Help me to remember that if you can, Leofston.
I held her hand.
Okay, easy. We all can see that now. Okay, top of the next round. Sin, you can see this fog cloud swirling. You see, just barely see Prudence race by you and stop, skidding to a halt, kicking up a little cloud of dust as she uses the stone archway for kind of a stopping and taking a breather. She shouts back to you to stop the fog. Poppy, you kind of hear the fluttering of wings, and you see her just barely, and you see Wicket come over next to Prudence, which, by the way, Wicket, we skipped the turn, tells you, Prudence, what was it that you were needing to do?
But
Poppy?
there's a bugbear climbing the wall.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Kind of just like he goes, something climbing.
Now, of all times? Wicket, tell the others.
Next turn.
Give me like 6 seconds.
give me 6 seconds and I'll get to at least one person. Okay, Sin, you see what you see in front of you. What do you do?
Okay, how far away is Sin from the cart?
From the cart, you are about 40, 50, 60, 70 feet.
70 feet.
Yep.
Okay, Sin will get his full distance down, so 40 feet down from where he's currently at.
Sure.
And then he will... Okay.
You with 40 feet, you're basically on the ground floor now, but you are up against the stone wall. You just came down.
Okay. So the first thing Sin is going to do is he's going to remove the fog cloud.
They are no longer obscured. You see 2 hobgoblins in the front seat, grabbing the reins, and 2 hobgoblins, one closest to you all, that is between you and the horse, and then one on the other side of the first row of horses, trying to calm down the next and last potential horse.
So Sin is going to replace his fog cloud with
Another fog cloud.
with fairy fire.
All right, sorry, I'm answering.
Good.
Okay, you're doing what? I'm sorry.
I'm replacing the fog cloud with fairy fire.
With fairy fire. Okay, that's a 20-foot area.
That is, yeah, it's a 20-foot cube.
20-foot cube. You could be able to capture goblin or hobgoblin 6, 7, and 8. I'm sorry, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So here's what you want to do. Since you're casting the spell, you want to click on your target. Actually, no, you know what? I'll just add them. So 7. Come on now. Oh, drag to target. Okay. Drag onto 7. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5. So when you cast this, what it's going to do is it's going to roll all of their saves and let you know which ones have been depleted or not. Let's see. Was 6 already on there? 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Okay. There you go. So you should be able to now roll your fairy fire, and that should affect all of them.
It doesn't require a roll on my end. It's dexterity save on them.
Right. So if we go to your page real quick. And I like to go to actions just because there is a if you click on display actions, there is a yellow save die.
Mhm.
Go ahead and double click that for me. Rolls all their saves. Okay, 2 of them succeeded, 2 of them failed. So Hobgoblin 7 and Hobgoblin 8 are now have advantage granted to them, or not to them, against them. So I'm going to, so you can drag the purple effect for granting advantage to Hobgoblin 7 and Hobgoblin 8.
Remind me, 7 is the one that's in the cart, right?
7 and 8 are in the cart, yeah.
Okay.
7 and 8, you said, right?
7 and 8. Yep.
Okay, what about 5 and 6?
5 and 6 succeeded.
That's it. That's alright. Thank you, joke. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Ah,
Sorry.
it's all good.
It was a good one.
Okay, and that's it. So I'm gonna
Okay. You go to uncooked chicken tender.
So I'm kind of. Am I at the front yet? If I was following Sin and them,
And your movement speed was
30.
so you're next. You're still next to Jolene. Sin moves a little bit faster, so you would be at the top of the last plateau down to the ground floor.
So I'm still pretty far away from basically everything.
Yep. If he moved 40 feet and there was a total of 70 feet away, if you dashed, that would you'd still have 50 feet to go, if I'm not mistaken. No, no,
About
hold
that
on, hold on.
bugbear, huh?
No, hold on. Before he moved 40 feet, there was 70 feet, so there was 30 feet left. If you dash, then you're going to be 20 feet closer, which would basically be about 10 feet away. The bugbear you don't know about yet, and it's not on the side that has been pointed out to you. I will say it's going to be really hard to play as Mara in addition to all of these. It's fine. That's why we got so many people. You guys should be able to do this no problem.
I mean, I know I'm valiantly holding your hand, but would it be easier if you just had her inside, just protecting people?
Sure, we can say that.
It's up to you. It's your pawn.
That would
right
that
now.
would that would be absolutely easiest.
Just fade out one of those hobgoblins.
Yeah, can I just keep running and hold my turn while I read my spells? I thought I had a plan, but I'm too far to do any of the things that I want to do, so. Can we just say that I'm still running and then hold my action? Am I allowed to do that?
You can hold it for a specific trigger.
Maybe if the horses run away.
Yeah, you could do like I hold the spell until I see the guys or something.
You can see them. They're just a total of 10 plus 6. They're 70, 80 feet away.
I'm just gonna dash.
Okay. You're able to be 20 feet away, which I believe is right next to Prudence at this point.
Hi, baby. Pat, 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 pat.
Okay. And if there's no bonus actions, go ahead and end the turn. Now that he has been seen, come on now. He will resume his climb. So he is on. Patches, roll me a perception check.
1 second. Big money, no whammies. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. You can hear the grunting and snorts of something ascending this tower. And it is at this point about, if he climbed 30, then he is about 5 feet away from clearing this this top part where you're at.
Okay.
But that was his whole turn, or its whole turn. Hobgoblin number 7 is one of the ones that is in the cart. It tries to pat off the fairy fire, but realizing that it is of no avail. It will. It takes the reins with one hand and pulls from around its neck the horn, and will blow the horn. It is not able to do anything else. Patches.
Howdy. Okay, well, this bugbear is very close. So I could either shoot him or try and stop the cart.
Sparta his ass off the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can actually deal with him if he gets down here. We just have to
Okay.
get him down here.
Do I get like advantage or anything for shooting at a dude like directly from on top of him?
Like fish in a barrel.
Yeah. He's 5 feet away.
He doesn't have use of his hand.
I will say yes. That is fine.
Jordan's the best DM ever.
Thank you.
Although I do hand out what is it called? Inspiration for cool moments like that, like
That's
Andy.
true.
But yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. I have 2 inspirations, so I'll just say I use one of them if I miss. So, or I can use it before. I don't remember how it works.
You roll. You can roll one. You can roll your regular
Okay.
attack, and then if you don't think that's gonna make it, then you can choose
Okay.
to.
Doesn't.
So I will. I'm going to use my sharpshooter ability, which subtracts 5 from my roll, but adds extra damage.
Ooh. Okay.
Doesn't he have advantage from fairy fire?
Not for the bugbear.
Not for the bugbear.
Oh, you're shooting at the bugbear. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 second. Let me figure out. I'm going to use inspiration on that.
Sounds good.
It's a 14 hit.
14 does. As you see, the shield that normally would have been strapped to its arm is not, because it is attempting to climb. That does hit. So go ahead and roll.
That's
Yeah,
good. Okay.
baby, let's
Okay.
go.
Well, I got some stuff here. So I deal.
Well, we know you do, big boy.
So that's 18 damage to start, and then I'm going to use Favored Foe, which, and then, okay, and then roll a d4, I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Murder.
Yeah.
So that's an extra
Just make sure to.
2.
We're gonna have plenty of combat coming up, but when you do favored foe, do that before you do your regular roll. Going forward.
Okay. Okay.
How much more damage?
That is an extra 2 damage, I guess. Or no, hold on.
I don't think you rolled yet.
It just said 1d4. Sorry, I thought I rolled.
No, you're good.
It's not. Oh, it's not letting me roll on him.
Yeah, just roll a d4 and then you can drag
yeah,
it.
okay.
Yeah, you can
Extra
drag it over to
damage.
him.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you dragging it, or do you want me to drag it?
I'm trying to drag it.
Okay.
It's not working. I'm so bad at dragging stuff on this.
It's fine. That is what I'm for. So
Okay.
you did 20 damage in basically one shot to this thing.
But
It takes so much damage in sort of a shock
close.
that it lets go of its attempt to climb, and falling 50, I'd say at least 50 feet, is going to be a total of 5d6, right? Is it falling damage d6?
I don't actually know. I have no
Falling
idea.
damage.
It's a d6.
Perfect. It's going to take 5d6 of damage.
Bruh.
If I can. There we go. 5. 17 is certainly more than enough to be able to, as it lets out a and then falls onto the ground and the trees below.
Good job. That was so cool.
That was cool.
Yep. Go ahead
Well, I'm
and
just like I saw him.
go ahead and get back your point of inspiration for that.
Yeah. Woo.
Nice.
I don't take much pleasure from taking a pot shot like that, but when the opportunity presents itself, I will.
Mhm. Okay. We will go ahead and go ahead and anything else for your turn?
That will be it. Jolene will just run up to wherever Sin is, because they're not
Yep.
in melee range of anybody.
Sounds good. All right, we go to. What's your armor class, Prudence?
A number. 15.
An arrow flies over, or just beyond the front of the horses in the cart, just barely missing whichever horse was in front. As it sails in your direction, it does have. It does have disadvantage for the length or the distance that it is. So, let's see if it hits. 12. It flies. It's incredibly close, but it just hits the stone archway inches from your hand and shatters and falls broken to the ground. As you can tell that there are more that are in far enough back where they are not easily seen.
Shit.
But you at least know that something is there. Alright, we then go to this one.
No.
This one's
No.
also going to go ahead. It's got disadvantage
No.
as well. It's going to do it against... Poppy, but you have cover, so add an additional 10 to your... not 10. 2.
10?
2.
Oh, no,
I'm
I heard
glad you said
10.
10.
2
Did
to
anyone else
your,
get
2 to
10?
your armor class. 2 to your armor class. Doesn't matter anyways.
Wow, that
So
10 helped.
This one,
Yeah.
actually, they overshot the arch in an attempt to have it maybe hit you, but it instead keeps flying and is up against the door, and you hear some like shouts of surprise from inside the tower. Hobgoblin 5, not in the cart, gonna try to see if they can. He is going to go around. He was the one that was closest. He's going to go around to attempt to aid Hobgoblin 6 in calming the last horse down.
No.
How
No.
far
no.
away from them am I? Am I within 30 feet?
You are halfway up the stairs.
I'm outside because I was flying.
Right, you are, and I said you'll be able to make it halfway down the length of the stairs.
I don't know what things look like.
30
so I'm
feet?
confused.
No.
God dang it. Okay.
Okay. Hobgoblin 5 does that. Hobgoblin 8. Before Hobgoblin 8 makes any noise, you hear another horn, not blown by the ones in the cart, not blown by whatever may be shooting arrows into the forest, but farther north than the first horn that you heard. As if it were responding to the original horn blow. It is going to... It's going to wait and see if that horse gets calmed before taking its action. So 8 is currently in waiting. It is concentrating on being able to use that. Leofston, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm currently on tier 2 of the ground.
Correct. You
How
have
many
two more tiers.
how many feet is Leofston from the cart?
If you go 30 feet, you'll be down one tier on the edge of the second.
Okay. And drawing my sword, does that count as an action?
You can do it as part of your move, that's fine.
Okay, but drawing the shield would be part of my action.
Correct. Well, I mean,
Okay.
drawing the shield would be an action, yes.
Okay.
And then donning it would be... let me double check. Donning a shield is... Let me see here. Where is it at? Donning it is an action in and of
Okay.
itself.
Alright, it's on his back, so... I want to run and dash, which would get me to the archway,
Yes.
and then use action surge and get to the cart, and hopefully attack.
So you're not pulling out your shield?
No, he's just gonna two-hand Landbreaker.
Okay.
Oh, you're so cool.
Two-handing Landbreaker would allow you to get to the cart where 8 is. 8 has not acted yet. They are the one that's closest to you in the cart. The other hobgoblin is in the other seat, which is further not adjacent. And then the other two that are trying to calm the horse, they are not. They're not adjacent. The only adjacent one you can get to it would be 8, as it is waiting for the horse to get calmed down to try to take off with the cart, but then sees you out of the corner of its eye, rushing, mad old man, dual-wielding Landbreaker. Go ahead and roll your attack roll.
Where's my
You
boy?
forgot to use the word sexy in that sentence.
Sexy old man.
Sexy, angry old man.
Looking for two-hand. There it is.
Yep.
Alright, and then I grab the die and put it over the hobgoblin, or...
Yep.
A bloom goblin.
You'll hover it over the hobgoblin and drop it on hobgoblin 8.
Oops, nope. Okay, hold on. 22.
All right. So it didn't look like you dropped it on it, but I will tell you that definitely that does hit.
Okay, and then I drag the damage onto it.
Correct.
Okay, so I wasn't getting any sort of indicator that that it was gonna work, so I threw it in the chat instead. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah. It is very nice because it doesn't tell me on the combat tracker what their AC is. It should automatically tell me whether or not it hit or miss.
Okay.
And that definitely hit, and it appears to have taken a heavy blow as you slice. You shatter one of its arm, its left arm, and the armor that has been kind of plated. It looks very, very different than any armor you've seen. Nonetheless, you mess it up, and it yells out in pain as the other ones look to see that there is now somebody that is within melee. And they shout a few more things. The other one shouts a few more things in Goblin real quick, and nobody understands what it is. And
Leosin makes eye. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Leosin makes eye contact. He's ready.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
Let me see how fancy my boy is.
That was a hell of a turn. As a reminder, Leofston, you are full on inspiration, by the way. So, giving you inspiration from right now does nothing but to benefit you, but using it does.
Okay, I'll probably be using it to not die here very soon.
Sounds good.
I'm looking at all my fancy boy runes. I don't think there's anything I can really do right now, so beep.
Okay. All right. We then go to Prudence. Prudence, you see Leofston just leap out of nowhere, zooming past you, and manages to take a mighty big swing on the hobgoblin that was in wait for the horse to be calmed down. The last horse to be calmed down. What do you do?
Oh yeah. Does thinking require an action?
Thinking?
Yes, I want Prudence to try to decide if she wants to call a retreat for her party.
Thinking is not normally an action, no, but how long are you going to be thinking this for?
Like a second. I'm trying to take all of the knowledge that I've gathered of the situation, the fact that there's now more arrows flying and there's another horn, and
okay, I will give you some. Give me an insight roll.
Thank you. What? Oh, that's so low. Can I use inspiration?
You can.
Do I have any? Oh, I don't. Never mind. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna fight.
Can I give?
Hold on. Here's what
Okay.
you know. even though you rolled an 8.
Well, can I give her one of my inspirations?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Strategically, it doesn't seem that anyone has, other than the hobgoblin that just was struck by Leofston, has taken any damage. But you did hear an oof from a falling furry figure falling off of the tower. It doesn't seem, none of you guys have been injured yet. There does seem to be four or five here that you know is milling around, and then at least 2 arrows were fired. Number wise, there may be about, you would guess, 8 of them. But as far as this, you can see that the hobgoblin took a swing from Leofston and seemed to sustain heavy damage from just one hit. But on the flip side, there is another horn, and the closest thing you could think of is, this is not bandits. This is perhaps a raid on the tower.
Right.
So, with that, you have your turn.
I'm gonna speak to Wicket. Wicket, follow me. And then I'm gonna try to carjack the hobgoblin.
Okay. Wicket is conflicted. It was told by Poppy to tell the others of the bugbear. So he looks back real quick at Poppy.
Follow.
Help?
Can you not hear me?
Cut out.
Yeah.
There you are.
There you
Cool.
are. What do you, wait, what
I
do you
heard.
say?
Follow Prudence.
Okay. So yeah, on your turn, Wicket will follow you. Okay, so Prudence, what do? You're gonna go carjack him?
I want to carjack him like in GTA, bro.
Okay, so you are going to go next to Leofston and attempt to rip that hobgoblin out of the
Yeah,
one
and
of
get
the
in it.
driver's seats.
Yeah, and get in it myself.
Okay. With movement-wise from where you're at, you can get there. You would need to grapple the hobgoblin, and if you succeed, you can be able to pull him out and then use your remaining movement to hop in.
Hell yeah.
But that would be, that would basically be your movement and your action. So.
Fine with me.
Okay. All right. So you run up, Leofston. You see Prudence again skid on the dirt right next to you, kicking up a little cloud as Prudence, you attempt to reach for the belt of this hobgoblin's armor. I need you to roll an athletics check. It can roll an athletics or acrobatics to oppose.
Oh no.
Oh no.
If only I was inspired.
All right, you attempt to grab, and it kind of just like it takes its now broken armor on its left arm and just kind of tries to block and at least block you, not pierce through your skin, but block you from grabbing onto its belt. You still have technically 10 feet of movement left.
I want to run in front of the cart.
Okay, so you can run. You can run in front of the cart, and you are adjacent to, we'll say, Hobgoblin 5.
Sounds good.
Okay, Poppy.
Okay.
Wicket goes with Prudence.
Which of the hobgoblins is trying to calm the last horse?
5 and 6, 7 and 8 are in the cart.
Which one is not the one that's helping them?
4.
4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 4 is the one that's doing it the most?
They're doing it by themselves, unaided.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to fly 30 feet closer.
Okay.
And then with my 90-foot range, I'm going to cast Hex on the 4th one. And that'll give it disadvantage on wisdom ability checks.
Okay.
So the next animal handling check it makes
Nice.
with disadvantage, meaning it's just a straight roll since it's getting help.
What is the okay? Let's start dragging the stuff to 4. What is the disadvantage you're giving to him?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. All right, so I'm gonna drag that over.
Yeah.
Okay, and you are, since it is hexed. You need to drag. We'll drag this to you. Okay, and there's no save for hex, right?
No save.
Cool. Sounds good.
That's my bonus action. So what I'm gonna do next is, how far away am I from them?
You are within. You're within 30 feet at this point. If you flew forward 30 feet.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to Eldritch Blast number 4.
Okay. As you do that, I will give this to you. About 120 feet is how long this path is to the main road, and from that main road, you see 3 hobgoblins with longbows. Some of them are reloading. One looks to be taking fire soon.
Cool.
So.
Still gonna go for number 4.
Yep. Definitely within range.
Okay, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay. I will say this particular one, if it's a 16 or better, that will hit, even though it may say it'll miss. It does not have a shield on it.
No.
I rolled the same thing. Wait, is this guy fairy fired?
4? No.
No? Okay.
7 and 8. 8 would have given Leofston, I believe, advantage, but since it wasn't rolled on top of 8, it just did the initial roll of 22. Keep that in mind for the future.
Yes, please and thank you.
Okay, I guess that's my turn since I missed.
Okay. Hobgoblin 6 is the one that is being aided. So it is going to... Because 5... wait, did 5...
I thought 4 was being aided.
No, 4 was the one that wasn't. 5 is aiding 6. 5 didn't do anything
Now
for
I'm
their
just
turn.
confused.
You're fine. 5 didn't do anything for its turn. Because it was being spent aiding Hobgoblin 6.
I thought that was 8.
I was wanting to put that on the person who was trying to get, rolling to get the horse
Okay.
calmed.
I'll move it.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I just realized I need to actually check my runes, so I'm just putting the ones that he always has on, if that's okay.
Sure. I'm glad that we have the effect beforehand. So I'm going to do Wisdom. Okay. So 6 is the one that you... Just to reiterate, 7 and 8 are in the driver's seats. 4, 5, and 6 are not. 5 and 6 are right on the other side. The only person that's kind of a danger to them, I think, at this point is Prudence, who's adjacent, and Poppy, who is at a distance. They have cover against everybody else. 4 is a little bit more behind them. Still within range of you and Prudence, still having cover, but they're not right up against each other. So 6 is going to attempt to... it's going to be a flat roll, then, because the aid and the advantage will cancel out.
Just to say, Prudence wanted to move in front of the horses in case they ran.
Sure. Yeah. No, you're in front of the horses.
Let me know if it succeeds, otherwise it's entrapment.
It rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
So in the chaos of the situation, it actually ends up scaring the second horse in the front. So now instead of 1 horse left, they've got 2 left that they need to be able to calm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I may still kiss Victor yet.
Gross. All right. Number 9 is going to fire again. This is they will actually move up 150 feet minus 30 is 120, and that is where the that is no longer at disadvantage. Poppy and Prudence, you can see this now at this point. You see the 3 hobgoblins firing the arrows advance. The first one moves up 30 feet down the 150 feet path and takes a firing shot at Prudence.
What are the other 2 numbers that are firing arrows?
It's 1 and 2. Yeah. I'll go ahead and show them now at this point. That is going to miss. They didn't have advantage. We then go to 2 and then 1. They both also will move up. They will go and see. Yeah, they're going to shoot at Prudence. First one is going to be a hit.
I would like to use my bonus action to try to catch it.
Yeah!
Or just
I always
reaction.
wanted to do this.
Your reaction, yeah. Okay, so what does your reaction do? Tell us.
My reaction is called Deflect Missiles. If I am hit by a ranged weapon attack, the damage I take from the attack is reduced by 1d10, plus your monk level.
Okay.
If I reduce it to 0, I can catch it. I'll just drag it into the thing.
Yep, that'll work. So you will need to. It got 8 damage. So with a D10 plus your dexterity modifier and your monk level, you will need to meet or exceed 8 damage to basically do it to 0.
Nice.
You are able to just catch it in the middle, right as it's heading straight towards you. It would have been a hit, but you managed to grab it just fine.
So cool.
Nice.
Did I
Are
reduce
you
it to
are you
0?
able to? If you bring it to 0, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack with it.
She knows.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you didn't say that before.
Oh, well, that's what I wanted to do.
Yep. All right. So you spend a key point and you want to throw it back.
I'm gonna throw it back.
Okay. I want to point something out before you spend that key point.
Okay.
The missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack. Great. Which has a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. They are 120 feet away.
Can I throw it at the guy next to me?
You can. As a matter of fact, you can. I would suggest not to. You are adjacent. But 4, there's distance between that you wouldn't get disadvantage on throwing that attack.
Okay.
So
I want to catch it from the guy from far away and throw it at one of his friends. Yeah, just like that. Exactly.
okay. All right. So in this case, you spend the key point. You make a ranged attack with the weapon as part of the same reaction. So let me go to your page real quick. It's as if you were throwing a dart, but it's a D8 instead. So go ahead and roll your dart attack, which would be the +5.
Roll to hit or just the damage?
Roll to hit. Okay. It doesn't have a shield, but that is still not enough. It bounces off of the hobgoblin's armor.
Oh, heck.
It looks
It
looks at your speed of catching the arrow, and like almost in the same moment that he thought that was going to get a hit, it then flies towards him, and he's kind of on a back foot, and it bounces off his armor. He is a little spooked. You get a point of inspiration.
Yay. Thank you.
You're welcome. However, you are out of reactions, and the second, the hobgoblin number 1 is going to attempt to attack you with its bow, muttering something in Goblin, but it misses. Okay. We then go to Patches. I need you to make me a perception check.
Not another bugbear.
I was going to ask if I could make one on my turn, so this is just speeding it up. 1 sec.
The bugbear's mom runs out from the forest, crying.
I'm going to use inspiration on that perception check, so I don't get a critical miss.
Okay.
Oh, it's that same bugbear. He just has 1 damage left, and he's coming back like all like villains do.
Yeah.
No.
That's a 19 on my perception.
19 is pretty good. But the other bugbear that had climbed up the opposite side of the tower
No!
and has
I knew
made
there
it
was another one.
lets out a brief chuckle as it is cleared over the top and slams its morning star down upon you. Now it is not the first round of combat, so it does not get super sweet surprise round.
Yeah.
But let's see where.
23 stealth. My goodness.
Yeah, buddy.
Womp womp.
But it does get advantage, but I didn't click the advantage button. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
The combat tracker is so small.
Get bent.
Okay. You see him kind of go, and then miss and go. Now this one has the
God dang, where'd you come from?
has the shield, but doesn't have a shield equipped. But it has its morning star.
Got it.
And seeing how it's just you up there, it just free action drops the shield. It goes. All right. We then go to top of the third round.
Wicket is gonna give Prudence advantage on the next turn by helping him.
Okay. So Wicket aids.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will not throw this opportunity.
Top of round 3. We're only 3 rounds into combat. What we got?
Okay. Then, being within range now, he's going to grab his first axe, and he's going to chuck it at number 7.
Okay. That is going to be you would be after movement. You would be within range, and it's going to be advantage since that is one that is covered by fairy fire.
Right. So I just drag the thing on. Would I drag to hit on him?
Yes. And it should roll 2 dice.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So. And I drag a damage to him as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's not very good damage. But here's the thing. I'm going to use my Gathered Swarm to rip his ass off of the cart and chuck him 15 feet away.
Okay.
So this is to save strength, you see.
Little bugs can do it, but Prudence with her big, strong, rippling muscles cannot.
Oh, we hope. They still have to make the save.
Okay, so by having while you're alive, the swarm remains in your space, crawling and flying around you, right?
Right.
So then you would have to be essentially, I guess, right next to the one that you threw the axe at.
No, it just does an action when I hit something.
Let's see.
It does one of 3 things.
After you hit a creature with an attack, the attack target must succeed on a strength saving throw against a spell save DC or be moved by the swarm 15 feet horizontally. Okay. I will let it do it now, but I think we might we'll need to chat about that.
Yep.
The way that it's worded. But okay. It needs to make a strength saving throw. Hobgoblin.
Yep.
It fails. So the bugs rip the Hobgoblin 7 out of the cart, leaving only 8 in the cart at this point. Tossing it, basically I would say tossing it back maybe about 10 feet away from 4 at this point.
That Hobgoblin also is going to be affected by Slasher Feet, which will slow his movement by 10.
Okay, do you want to go ahead and...
Yeah, I'll put
the
that on.
Slasher Feet, for some reason, in Fantasy Grounds has 0 text, but we have the effects, so we'll drag the effect to it.
Trying to figure which one of these things is it. There's 2 sitting here.
Slasher on hit, reduce speed 10 feet.
Okay, that's the one I need. That's 7. There you go.
Okay.
All right, and that's the first action. So second action, I'm going to use my offhand to hit 8.
You'll need to climb up in the cart, but you have enough movement to do that.
Yeah,
Or
that's
you-
fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to chuck it, actually.
Oh, you're gonna chuck it? Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Okay, once again, you hit 8, no problem. It already sustaining a bit of damage. And it takes that axe to its... chopping off some of its hair, but also landing into its neck, and it falls over and slumps onto the ground at Leofston's feet.
Good job.
And that will end Sin's turn.
Okay. Give me a second here.
While you take a second, would it be better for me, do you guys think, strategically, to attack something or to try to help deal with the horses, or did we decide if we're going to get out, or?
Hobgoblin 7 is almost dead if you want to try and kill it.
I think we're standing to fight.
Yeah.
While there's a lot of them, they, knock on wood, seem to be going down pretty easy.
All right.
I would still say that our main objective is to secure the cart.
Yeah, I...
Deliver the payload.
Not your father.
let me know when we're good.
Really?
No, punks, get off my lawn.
Okay, Tendi, you should be able to get within 30 feet.
The boy would like to use Mind Sliver.
Okay.
Is that one good? Hang on.
Intelligence saving throw. Who are you targeting?
6.
6. Got it. Alright, or it takes 1d6 psychic damage, so intelligence save. What is the DC?
I want to make sure that this is the right one. It's too late for me to change it, but it's the wrong one. It's fine. It's a good question. What is the DC? How do I find it?
It should be under... Let me see. It's 8 plus 2 plus your spellcasting modifier, which is charisma. So 8, 10, 13. It needs to get a 13 on its intelligence save. It gets a 12.
Okay, so it takes 1d6 psychic damage.
Did you do that from the red lightning bolt for Mind Sliver?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, takes 2, and then it takes an additional 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes.
Yes.
Alright, and then I will just need to make... I need to make a note on that. Minus 1d4 saving throw on Hobgoblin 6. Got it. Alright, so you have... You didn't have to move into place for that one necessarily, as you were within 60 feet for sure. Do you move forward at all?
Yeah, I'm gonna move towards the two at the front of the cart that are common horses.
Okay. Well, and one of those was the one that you just psychically messed up. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Want me to end your turn? Hobgoblin 7 with reduced speed is going to spend half of its movement to get up. And it is going to... let's see, so half of its movement's 15 minus 10, so it moves 5 feet back from where it's at, creating a bit of distance between everyone. So it's now 15 feet away from 4. going back towards the approaching. It drops its sword and instead begins to pull out its bow, but it is not able to fire just yet.
Is there an attack of opportunity situation because
It
it's
is-
stepping back?
It's far enough away from anybody else.
Okay.
Yeah. The bugs ripped him away. No one's up against Hobgoblin 4. Like, in between them, so. Patches.
Alright, howdy. Can I ask some questions about the terrain that I'm fighting on? How tall is this roof and stuff? And, like...
From the rooftop, it is 60 feet all the way down to the top plateau.
Right. Oh, sorry. The like the area of the rooftop. Like, is it a 30-foot wide space? Is it 20 feet? Is it?
I'd say it's about 20 feet.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, what I am going to do is I am going to I'm going to go ahead and summon Jolene next to me. I can do that once per day for free. So Jolene is going to kind of wink out of existence down there and pop up right next to me and next to this hobgoblin. And she is going to be electricity flavored right now. Not that it really matters, but just for fun flavor. So that's my action, and I believe I will try and move away to the other side of the tower. I know I'll take an opportunity attack if I do that.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, but just because we're not used to seeing the popping of Jolene, what is? Could you explain what that is?
Sorry, what the thing is?
Yeah.
It is my Drake companion. Here, let me. That's in the chat. At third level, as an action, you can magically summon the Drake that is bound to you. It appears in an unoccupied space of your choice within 30 feet of you, etc., etc. It just tells you all about the stuff.
Yeah, and then it does the changing of the.
Yeah, you can pick any of the different. There's like all the different dragon breath types, basically.
Sounds good. All right, it's gonna go ahead and attempt to take its opportunity attack. It does a reaction against Patches. Where are you at? There you are. Misses. Not a very
Stay
lucky
awake.
bugbear.
Nope. Okay, and then on Jolene's turn, she will attempt to bite this bugbear. That is a miss, unfortunately. Okay, well then that is our turns. So let me move forward. Okay.
All right. Hobgoblin 4. That is the one that is not surrounded by, not close to anybody. But is closest to Prudence. And Poppy, Poppy, you're on the ground now, right?
No, she's flying.
How
she's
high
just,
up are you?
Probably like 30 feet up.
Okay. It is going to, as a free action, drop its sword, and seeing the other one grab its bow as it backed away, will grab it and will begin to fire up at you.
Got it.
It doesn't have anything on it. You are, where are you at? You are right there. Okay. Long bow. Flies just whizzing just past you. It curses and will back up alongside the direction that the other Hobgoblin 7 is backing up. So they are still, at the end of its turn, still 15 feet apart from each other, just 30 feet more back from both of you. Alright, Hobgoblin 3 is going to rush up to Prudence at this point. So you are adjacent to 3 and only 3. No, 3 and 6.
Hello, ugly.
It swings its long sword at you, and it misses. It curses and spits at your feet, and we go to number 5, who was aiding last turn. Now seeing that 6 has obviously kind of been in a bad spot, is going to attempt to correct what 6 has done to possibly calm the horse closest to it, and does.
Am I within 30 feet?
You are within 30 feet of that one, yes.
Okay. Poppy's going to shout out, "Oh my god, look, it's a werewolf!" and cast Ill-Fated Word.
As a reaction?
As a reaction. So you call out a distracting curse to a creature, or just words, altering its chance to succeed at whatever it's currently doing. You roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw that the target creature has just made. The target uses the lowered result to determine the outcome of its roll.
Okay, so roll a d4.
Okay. 1.
14 is going to miss Prudence.
Oh.
When it normally would have hit Prudence.
Cool.
So, nicely done. It kind of looks at you and goes, huh? But then realize, like, as it kind of is coming down with its sword, and then just completely, Prudence, you just kind of see it go, just sticking it into the dirt before it realizes that it didn't hit flesh, and then pulls it back up.
How embarrassing for you.
We go to Leofston.
Alright, so I'm next to the cart. How
Correct.
far am I away from Prudence and it's a Bugbear 5?
10 feet. And Bugbear
10
6.
feet. Bugbear 6, okay. What I would like for Leofston to do is to... There's nobody sitting on the cart anymore, right?
Not anymore, nope.
Would he have to... Like, if he climbed up on top and jumped at 6, he would have to get over the horses, or...
No, you just go through the seat. So, you would go through the seat. You'd have to basically be adjacent to 5 to hit 6, because they're right next to each other. It's Prudence, 6, 5, and if you're going to go around the cart, through the cart seat to get to 6, you'll need to stand next to 5.
Okay, I will have Leofsson instead go over the cart, and then two-handedly holding Landbreak, try to jump down onto 5.
5? Sounds good. Alright, so you will roll your attack on Hobgoblin 5, who managed to successfully calm the horse. And even though it doesn't have a shield, that is still not enough to hit.
I would like to use Inspiration.
Okay.
Or do I need to say beforehand?
I'll let you use it.
I'm sorry. I'm confused as to when I need to say it before and when I don't.
You would normally say it when you roll it before I would say that whether or not that hits.
Okay, I'm very sorry.
It's all good. I do not mind.
Well, beans.
Well, beans. It reactively raises its shield arm, but realizing that there's not a shield there, it still manages to throw your swing off, and it like blocks it with its bracers, or at least causes your blade to go wide.
He often curses at it as he lands.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. We then go to Prudence. Prudence, you are next to 6, and 6 and 3. They are both adjacent to you.
And the cart at the moment is safe.
Hmm?
For the most part. I'm gonna punch.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna do what I'm best at, you know?
I mean, when you're good at something, never do it for free.
You said 6 and 8, right?
6 and 3.
6 and 3. Where's 3 on the tracker?
Couple
There
turns
he is.
before you. Yep.
6 and 3. Okay, I'm gonna attack 6.
Sounds good. 6 has already taken some damage.
And I'm gonna punch. There it is.
Critical hit.
Punch so good.
That punched so good.
At Poppy.
At Poppy.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! You can't take it back.
No.
Nah, I'll let. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Roll your punch damage, and we'll see if it includes that extra D4. It might not because you targeted Poppy, but we'll. If not, I'll have you roll an extra D4. It's all good.
Okay.
It's fine. I won't take it personally.
Don't forget your crusher feet.
Correct.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
getting there.
Roll another D4 just so we have that total damage. Okay.
Okay, and then I want to do Flurry of Blows.
Okay. If you're gonna do it on, let me see here. Let's see how much damage this is so far. So 5 damage on 6, plus 1 damage on 6. Come on. 1. There we go. Puts it pretty heavy condition. Attack rolls against that one is made with advantage until the start of your next turn.
Dope. Take Flurry of Blows. That's 2 hits, right? God, it's been so long. Yeah, 2.
You punch it square in the mouth, you knock a couple of teeth loose, and it spits blood and teeth on the ground, and it laughs at you. Was that 14 the next to try to hit it?
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't roll the attack roll on top of it. That does not hit.
Whoopsie doodle. Okay.
You whoopsie doodle. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase that 4. It had a total of 8.
So I'll roll the second attack. Oh no, why did it do 2?
Because you have advantage.
Oh.
That's why when you roll it on top of it, you would be able to have. That's why that would help.
I'm just gonna use inspiration.
Okay.
Wait, can I if I already have advantage?
I'll let you.
Okay. I just want to kill it.
All you would need to do is just roll an extra 1d20.
I'm sorry.
Because you're adding and seeing if that one may be higher.
Okay, should I do it again?
Yes, please.
I didn't like it when I did that.
Just take one of those dice from down below. Nothing on your sheet. That is going to hit. So, you turn a would-be miss into a hit. Go ahead and roll your d4 plus 3. It's not a crit, though, so... I would probably guess that with your d4 plus 3 bludgeoning, that is enough to knock him out. Go ahead and... yep. You kill him.
Yay! Sorry,
you
that was so confusing.
You punch his face in even further, and his hissing laughter stops. Whoa, we moved on to some spooky music. I don't like that.
Tis the season.
Right.
I don't think I have anything else to do. I killed him, so I'm not going to crush him.
You have movement. There is Hobgoblin 3 right next to you. I believe you might have an extra attack, right? Still?
Do I?
Because you flurried?
I only did 2, didn't I?
You attacked with your action. You flurried a blow, and if that gives you 2 more attacks, you used 1 against to kill the Hobgoblin number 6. Hobgoblin 3 is still there, so you can roll your second flurry of blows attack against him.
Okay. I'll do it.
Because it's the key point makes 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. That does miss.
Okay. I think I'm done.
Alright. You bashed one's face in. Poppy, it was disgusting. It was the worst thing you've ever seen, or also the best thing you've ever seen. Depends on your view.
In another life, like in a flashback, Poppy notices that could have been her, with a natural 20. Something feels wrong.
4 and 7. 7 is wounded. Both of them are backing away from you, still within about 30 feet of range. The other 3 in the back, down the path, are marching 30 feet at a time, firing shots. What do you do?
Okay. Which one is closest to the horses, trying to calm them down?
3. 3 is
3.
now... 3 is now currently the only... 3 and 5, sorry.
3 and 5.
3 is closest to you, though. Not by much.
Okay, I'm going to bonus action move my hex to 3.
I clicked the wrong thing. God dang it.
Okay. Wisdom 3.
Wonderful.
Okay. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast the guy.
Which guy?
3.
Alright, sounds good. Your hex target.
What's it like to hit something?
It's really good.
I'm gonna use my inspiration, my last one.
Okay, sounds good. You do get, you've definitely been pretty full on inspiration, and you get another 4 more days of waking up to automatic inspiration because of your downtime activity.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, max damage. You
Nice.
Fate seemed to play in your favor as you hit black, like that smoke sort of envelops it, and it kind of looks around, it looks up at you, and you kind of you fire that blast, and you take its head clean off.
Is Prudence like right next to this?
Yes.
What does it look like? Is it terrifying?
Fountain of blood squirts up about 3 feet in the air and just comes back down as it...
Poppy's eyes are glazed over black, and she looks creepy as frick. Also, Poppy does kind of turn to Prudence.
Do you think that counts as an intelligent creature?
Not anymore.
Once upon a time.
Alright. Poppy, into your turn?
Yep.
Alright, it's time for the archers. They progress another 30 feet. They are now 90 feet away from Prudence and Poppy, basically. And Leofston now, because Leofston's over there.
60? 90?
90.
90.
So longbow against Poppy. That is gonna hit.
Goofy.
Yeah.
How far is she from Leofston?
I'm up 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, she's like
Wow.
40, 50 feet away.
40? Oh, for me? Okay.
If you're counting angles. The
Okay.
angles of the dangles.
Alright.
Alright, so you take 3 damage, which gets absorbed by some of the smoke. The smoke itself, I would imagine, like, you get hit, and it's painful, but the smoke, part of the smoke just dissipates as it is taking the blow for you.
Yeah.
You're still surrounded by smoke, though.
Yeah.
Alright, second one is going to also shoot, as they all seem to be firing the thing flying in the air. That one misses. And number 1 is going to do the same. Focusing on Poppy.
I'm gonna do silvery barbs as a reaction to that.
Okay.
I distract them. The triggering creature must re-roll the d20 and take the lower roll.
Okay. So that is good. Just make sure, if you can, to link that whenever you do. You're fine. I'm looking at it now. Okay. So it basically then you choose a different creature you can see within range. The chosen creature has a... Oh, wait. Must roll a second d20 and use the lower roll. So either it takes its
Is it
15...
close enough? It
What?
might not be close enough for me to use
60
this.
feet?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, then never mind.
Okay. Carry on. So it will be, I think, next round, but That is if you are also in the fray up at the horses at that point. Longbow to Poppy. Wow, we are just rolling all sorts of good damage around here. What's it like to do like 13 damage in one hit, Poppy?
Pretty good. Not gonna lie, it barely ever happens.
Okay.
I
But when
mostly
it does,
miss.
it's sick.
But
Well-
when it does, man.
Anyhoozle. All right, let's go ahead and we go to the bugbear.
I forgot about that guy.
Patches, you
Howdy,
moved away,
fella.
right?
Yep. So Jolene is next to him, and Patches is on the other side of the whole deal.
It will go ahead and take an opportunity. Well, yeah, because bugbears, oddly enough, if you play a bugbear as a character, you have reach. Bugbears as a foe do not, for some reason. So it will take its opportunity attack as it then becomes adjacent to you.
Okay, so yeah, Jolene will attack it then.
Yep.
One moment. That would be a hit.
That is.
Four.
Yep.
Jolene does 5 damage to it.
All right. It takes the blow as Jolene gnaws at its Achilles tendon, and the Morning Star itself gets swung handily with one large arm as it critically misses again.
Again! I'll
Get
take
wrecked, idiot.
I gave all my luck to the Wanderer, apparently.
it.
Oh, fraptious day. Okay. Well, in that case, then, Wicket, remember, is aiding Prudence. And Prudence,
Yes.
You get the ability to have advantage on an attack roll because of that. I'm not going to be able to remember that every time, but just
I'll
keep
try
that-
to remember.
You still sticking with that, Poppy? With
Yeah.
Wicket helping? Okay. All right. We then go to... actually, at this point, we have hit the top of round 4. And as the case is with most combats, there obviously seems to be a lot more that is in store. We have to finish this combat, and there may be more to come. So on that note, we will go ahead and pause, and we will come back next time for the slaughter at the Griffon Towers. I mean, Midgard.
Screaming.
No, I'd call